I just come here just for the purpose of coming to the open space on Open Space, and it's just I love the work, and I love the people that I meet, and the people that have over the last 3 or 4 years since I've known about this work, who are so generous and helpful and sharing, and the depth of knowledge, and it's like a resource pool, a spring of knowledge and a wealth of knowledge, and I've just come to drink here.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I mean, you'll be able to use what you've learned in various ways in what you do professionally, but it's also this other dimension of just personal, not enjoyment, but personal growth and fulfilment.
Yes, and I'm particularly curious about the whole foundation, what lies underneath open space, and the many layers, opening space in myself, opening space for others in the organisation, this whole idea that we've got all these people from all around the world, and by using the open space technology, what a difference that we can actually make a whole change in how we're being in the world, and create a more harmonious and healthy environment, and that's what's available. And I'm also interested in the deeper, going to the deeper aspects of what makes this work, and it's like a tree that its roots, expanding the root system so that you can draw forth anything in any situation.
How did you discover it? What was your way into open space?
My way. I first saw the book. Someone bought a book to a training session that I had, and the theory. I read it, and we read the open space principles. Whoever comes is the right people. We're just quoting those like Mary had a little lamb, and became a favourite poem. But I think what drew me in was I had a year living in an African sculpture village, Tinganingi sculpture community, and there it was like a real live open space way of working, because it was whoever comes is the right people, because how else would an 80-year-old man who came to someone else's funeral start cooking and start sculpting, and another woman who started off at $10 a week in the kitchen is earning $40,000 making sculpture, 4 years later. And it's like, just by anyone who came. And how did I get there and help to, and was able to stay there for a year and just fit it in. The space opened up for me, and I stayed there because I was curious about how that worked. And when I read the book, it was like that was the experience 10 years before, and then I read the book, and it was like that just integration and what else was possible.
So how do you, given, I guess you're working as a consultant with clients, do you advocate OST for them, open space, or do they come to you because they know you do open space, or is it sometimes one, sometimes the other?
Just a mix, some people, sometimes I've just been in the same room that someone's read the book, and they've had a very complex issue going on in their organisation for 7 or 8 years. They've read the book, and it's like, okay, I want more of this, and I just happen to be in the room. Other times it's, referral. Other times it's, setting up public programs. Really, it's an old way of working brought into a modern business context, and some people just feel very much at home in it, and it's finding ways to connect with those people. Other people, it's like something from outer space. So it's, there's a whole range of ways of engaging others.
Yeah. So how's it been for you, the last 2.5 days, 3 days, 2 days? There's a whole lot of sessions, and I go to some of those, and then there's other things that I've come for, and I know there's specific people who have knowledge about that, and often we're just meeting in the corridors or around the coffee table and sit down, and it's getting the things that I really want, and I feel full, and knowing too that there's all these reports going, and that it will be coming to me, and it's that I have all of that available and can check it out at any time. Plus this wonderful interconnection of you know, all the different websites and email addresses. It's really from that face-to-face connection. You just have a stronger connection with a whole lot of people from this wealth of knowledge.
One of the things that's interested me, and I mean, I'm here to partly answer this question for myself, is that when I tried to explain it to my wife, having developed an interest in it sort of by myself, and then sort of started to tell her what it was all about. And then also this morning trying to explain it to the owner of this complex, what's open space, what are they really doing here? I mean, if you had someone come up to you who didn't know about open space, how would you describe it in a few words, or could you?
Well, I'll describe it in a few words.
You know, so you meet someone and you go to the Marysville shops and someone says, what are you in Marysville for? And you say, I'm at an open space conference. And they say, what's that all about?
Right, yeah, right. It's a way of working with very effectively in a self-organising way with groups on very complex issues with very large groups of people, and coming out with some result and commitment, and that people can get on and attend to the tasks that's necessary.
And so you have a president and a committee and a treasurer and all that. No?
What's that? It's just that leadership can show up anywhere in an organisation, and providing a space to do that. And I think what I have found is where people do have some idea of another process, really they're better to use that. And it's when they get to the cusp of, God knows what's going to happen here, I don't know what's going to happen, it's then they're more open to hearing about, well, can I suggest a process, you know, and that may help.
Yeah. So you're able to cut through a lot of the unnecessary processes that are in place traditionally in, you know, current management systems and things, organisational structures and that, and just get on with stuff. It's really the most useful part of it.
I think so. But a lot of people are very attached to processes they know, and this is a process where you don't actually know what will happen. You can't control things, and it's very frightening for people. The space is wide open, and it's very scary. And I think it attracts people who are very comfortable with I don't know in a big space.
And in your experience, it really seems to work for those people who embrace it.
Yes. People love it. They don't always know what's happened, but they know they've got what they wanted within the 2 or 3 days that it's held. And they don't. If you ask them how did it happen, they may not know. But if they do, often these are the ones that will come and to the open space and wish to share, you know. And it is a life's journey. So always at any time you're learning about. You know, you get an idea of the whole system, but you're learning about a facet of it and then another facet, and there's only, in a certain time, there's only certain aspects that you're ready to learn about.
You were saying to me before one of the advantages was putting a face to the emails. Tell me a little bit about that. The value of being here.
Yes. Well, I'm very shy online, and I don't say much, but I know that after I've met people, I have a much easier. It's opening space really to communicate easily with people. And I before, when I'd read emails, and I had sort of certain faces with people. You know, Michael was taller and older, and Lisa had long hair, and you know, I'd made up all these stories about the how they looked and the different faces that went with them, and so I always got a surprise. But you get the face, and then it's much easier. It just opens space to communicate.